the idea behind Get Stud came when a few years back when I was in University of Montreal at l'UQAM. François Gauthier was at University of Montreal. And we used to meet up on Friday nights and just talk about different film projects we had. And it's a short story he had read somewhere and probably studied in class, and he sort of started coming up with a concept of how we can turn it into a film. And then we completely forgot about this idea for well, God, 6 or 7 years. And yeah, and then through working with Chris on Profile of a Killer, we decided we were looking for another script or something that we could turn into a longer story. And yeah, Guts Is Tot came out of old scripts, and I had to rewrite it. Took a while, and we finally came up with the script we liked and we were comfortable with.
So today we went to pick up the kitchen and a few other pieces from Damien Lamoureux, who donated all of this to the film. And we went to his place, gathered it in this van, and now we're going to move it all inside the studio. So we're going to put all the stuff in the studio today. We're going to go out, buy the lumber, and afterwards we're going to start putting the walls together. And that'll be the first part, the first construction day for studio. So it's looking good so far. We're about an hour off schedule. Not too bad. There it goes.
Jared built the set.
We gave him a nail and a hammer, and came back the next morning, and there was a set. It was just no, actually we.
As much as we give Jared a hard time, he's the most talented guy I know. It's unreal. He just knows how to do everything. He may not be an expert at it, but he'll figure it out, and he gets it done like, every time. There's a no quit attitude.
Yeah,
and he showed up with a close friend of his and his dad, and they built the set in a weekend.
Yeah, and it was like real framing. It was like real frame, and putting out the drywall and putting up the kitchen and everything. And there was a backsplash on the kitchen. Yeah, no, it was impressive. There was a lot of work put into it, a lot of effort. And
I should also mention that Jennifer Gravel did a lot of work on the design of the actual aesthetics of it. Jared got the foundation up, but she was really in the zone as far as finding, the wallpaper, the paint. We tried a lot of stuff to try to make the paint look old. Didn't work the way we wanted it to, but I think in the end we got a pretty good look. The window that makes a pretty big centerpiece to the film. Jer found that, and I think he kept it. I don't know what he's doing with it. I think he mounted it on his wall like a fish.
Whatever floats your boat. Man.
I don't know, man. Well, to shoot the flashback scenes, we it's a challenging thing to do with no budget, right? It's not like we can rent a street and rent some cars that look like they're from the 60s. But we're lucky enough living in Ottawa that there's an actual Cold War museum just outside of town in Carp, and they were really generous. They gave us a really good deal on filming there, and honestly, when we were there, we had a run of the whole place.
Yeah. We had they had people entitled to us to make sure that we had access to whatever we needed.
They moved everything around. They let us play with stuff. I think we ruined some old relics, but hey.
Yeah, no, that was fantastic. And what I like about that is we don't even have to put in that title saying that we're going 50 years in the past. It looks.
It's obvious.
It's obvious, yeah. It looks so true.
So
it's credible.
It worked really well, and I mean, they had these vintage rotary phones. It was great.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
And okay, well, actually, another thing we should talk about is the general shot.
Oh yeah,
so
yeah.
We rented a general suit.
The full outfit, like it's ragtime in Ottawa, and it's a full general like parade outfit.
Well, Jennifer Gravel went and found this for us. She really hunted down all the costumes. And, she showed up with it. It was great. And, we were super pumped, but we forgot to get anyone to come to play the general. So we're kind of in a bit of a spot because we were between, Chris Perot and Jer.
But Chris Perot didn't fit in the general outfit.
Even if he did, he looks way too young. And then Jer just looks like Jer. He just isn't a believable 4-star general.
No. No.
Despite his military experience.
Yeah.
So what we ended up doing in post was actually, I took a head from a photo of an actual Russian general from the era, and I put it on and motion tracked it.
Like underneath the helmet
Underneath the hat,
and the collar.
So it fit in. Like, it's not perfect, but it's way better than Jer.
The tunnel. Yeah, that was funny. Okay, so we wanted to. I think you had spotted the. How did it come about?
I saw the tunnel like months before we even started.
Oh yeah, shooting. You were ranting about that tunnel. Yeah.
Eric, who is actually the main news anchor, he works at CBC with us, and he was doing a project where he went and shot some B-roll at the Diefenbunker. And one of the shots that he had, I saw this tunnel. I'm like, wow, that would be perfect for something. So when we were talking about doing this film, instantly I was like, we need to shoot in that tunnel.
Well, I think we wanted to have the scene where he's running away in the stairs, and he was going to run up the stairwell.
Yeah.
But then that tunnel scene.
Yeah. We had to use the tunnel for something. Yeah. So we ended up setting it up. So I was sitting, holding the camera, facing backwards down the tunnel.
On a dolly that we had rented from Home Depot.
Yeah, just like not
a moving dolly.
Not a film dolly.
No,
just
a moving dolly.
A piece of plywood with wheels.
That we had strapped the table onto, the black table,
So, and I've got Jer and Marc-Antoine just running as fast as they can backwards.
Jer's running backwards, and I'm standing behind Jer, looking behind us, making sure that we're not running into any walls or any curb or anything. Yeah, or anybody. And then there's Chris behind us shooting the making of.
I'm not even looking. I'm just trusting that these guys aren't going to kill me.
Yeah. Sasha was referred to us, right?
Yeah, Sasha was referred like everyone else in the film from Dan to Marb.
But I remember the day we went to meet Sasha. We were meeting him. We had a lot of our meetings before we got the meeting room at the Gladstone Sports and Health Center. We would meet at the Royal Oak?
The Royal Oak.
Royal Oak downtown. And that's where we met. We told Sasha we'd meet him. So I remember we got there a little earlier and sat down. And then he had sent you a text or a message saying that he had arrived and that he was standing at the bar. So just the way we were sitting on the booth, I got up to go meet Sasha. And he had just introduced himself with that, Russian accent, I can't even repeat the accent. And as soon as he just introduced himself saying, "Hi, I'm Sasha." And there was Victor. It was Victor in person. Like the character I had imagined, the character I had written for was like right in front of me. And no regrets from that. He just made it come alive.
He was really dedicated to the role too. He lost like 25 pounds, I think it was. He grew a big nasty beard. And he has a good job too. And he had to be like looking like a slob for a while.
Yeah.
With lethal force.
We shot right outside of the CBC, on Spark Street, for the scenes where Jennifer Gravel is playing that the victim that gets gunned down by hoodlums trying to steal her rations. So we showed up. We wanted to have dawn for that scene. So we showed up at 6. So by 7 o'clock in the morning, we had finished shooting. And we weren't supposed to go to Mayfair until 10.
But we ended up shooting at the Mayfair. We weren't, the script didn't call to be shot in a theater. It called to be shot in a dance studio. We had one lined up.
And they were vandalized and sort of turned sour to the idea of renting out the studio to strangers that weren't going to use it with dance purposes. So we missed out on that because it would have looked really... I mean, the Mayfair did a fantastic job.
Oh yeah.
I mean, it looks a bit more retro, but it's not the dance studio. It could have been.
And then we actually had forgotten that we needed a piano, although in any dance studio we might not have had a piano.
True.
So, but anyways, we showed up at the Mayfair and there just happened to be a super old piano right where we needed it to be. It was like literally the most perfect thing in the world.
Yeah.
Now tune your radio to other...
We brew our beer using the highest quality all-natural ingredients. Because at Bose, we believe all-natural tastes better.
It was a lot of time editing, a lot of time doing post. Especially, there were a lot of special effects in this film.
Yeah.
I mean, a lot of you won't even see it, but it's pretty seamless. The scene on the street, we added some burning cars and.
Because it was just a clean street to start off with.
Yeah,
Empty. Empty Spark Street on a Sunday at 6 a.m.
Did some matte paintings, adding graffiti to the walls and all that. And then there was the scene where Victor exits the apartment just to re-enter the apartment.
Yeah, that was...
And all the newscasts had to be treated to look like it was being played on an old TV.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there was a lot of After Effects work, and we actually ran into a problem after shooting, realizing that the window at night didn't look right, because during the day it was just a blown out white window, which would make sense, but at night it was just a blown up blue window, which didn't make any sense. So I actually...
Well, I mean, I think we had lit it properly so that inside we had the proper lighting inside. It's just the window itself. Yeah.
Anytime we were looking right at the window, it just looked like a big blue light, like a big blue softbox. So I had to add outside buildings and stuff, and so I had to actually like roto brush it in After Effects, so Sasha would pass by it and everything. So it looks seamless now. Big thanks to all of our supporters. Without your generous help, we would never have been able to do this. From our friends and family to the complete strangers who found us on the internet.
Thank you to our executive producers, Brian Becknell, Damien Lamoureux, and François Gauthier.
Also to our associate producers.
Yes, Jean-Sébastien Larocque, Marc Cuerrier, my father,
John Netka, and Jesse Gusau.
So thank you all, and without your support, we couldn't have achieved this great film that you just saw. Gladstone Sports and Health Center, thank you very much to Marlis Martin.
And of course, Bose Brewery for being our official beer sponsor.
So thank you all, and thank you for believing in us and in our accomplishment.
Our vision.
Our vision, yes. I hope you like it.
Buy a DVD on your way out.
Yeah.
We need it. Really bad.
Badly.
Oh, bad.
I didn't pay last month's rent.
I'm not going to pay next month's rent.